foremost, these Korean dudes, they saw us looking and they like started to kind of like grab on us a little bit like more possessively. But we were like, wait a minute now. What's up, daddy?
What the hood niggas at?
Okay, so now we're in Hongdae. Pew 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 pew. So, when you think of Hongdae, what kind of vibes do you get from Hongdae?
Young.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's the first thing I think of. Young energy, youthful energy.
Yeah.
Excitement.
I'm the old bitch in the club and Hongdae.
Yeah. Hongdae is the area surrounding like Hongik University. So it's like Hongdae. What? Hongik.
That's what we tell the taxis when we're trying to get there.
Yeah. Hongdae Ipguyo. I don't know. Means Hongik University. So it's the area surrounding.
College town,
yeah, it's college town.
Right.
Very hipstery. Very cool kids. You know, all the other kids and their pumped up kicks. You know,
Really trendy.
very trendy kids. You walk around. Really good place to shop. A really good place to shop. Got some pretty good food. Free. Miss R. It was also a good place to see like live performances. So you can see young artists like singing. You can see a lot of the busking, like the dancing and stuff like that. So Hongdae University is, or Hongdae, excuse me, is a very young area to go to. It's very college, young kid vibes. And I think that really shows in like their clubbing atmosphere compared to Itaewon.
It's gonna be around the same in your age group. I feel like you don't have to really worry about encountering someone that's kind of like way out of your age.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, unless you go to Thursday party.
Right.
Then
Who knows?
Walking to Thursday party, you're just gonna see a
Different
whole
world.
range of people.
Yeah.
From ages upwards to like 50 some, and then down to where you're having to be like, are you even allowed to be in here? Like,
You gonna see somebody from fetus to the grave. Like it's it is what it is.
it is what
Yeah,
it
if you
is.
go to
That's in Thursday party.
That's that little area.
Thursday party is the like foreigner bar you'll probably see like in every city.
Oh, that's true.
Like every big city, like any little like clubbing or bar area will have a Thursday party. Like I remember we went to Busan and there was a Thursday party in Busan.
Yes.
And we were like, y'all got these here?
You know,
It was a marvelous
now.
idea.
Crazy.
They had them in Daegu too, and I was like, oh, so it really is like a
Chain
franchise. Oh shit.
or franchise.
Word.
Either or.
Ooh, that Prosecco is hitting. Now, so what would you say would be your top 2 clubs in Hongdae when we were really allowed to go clubbing in Hongdae? Because again, just like Itaewon, even though it wasn't hit as bad as the Itaewon situation, I do remember when the whole Itaewon situation, prior to this, Hongdae was starting to open up their clubs a little bit earlier. And when the Itaewon situation happened, that's when they all really cracked on all the clubs and bars in Seoul pretty much, and we're like, you're gonna shut this down. And even to this day, as some places are starting to open up more, there are still some really big places that are like completely shut down, which I understand. But with that being said, when we were allowed to go out on the town and live our best lives and wake up the next morning with pain in our knees, what would you say is that was a shot at you. What would you say is like your she's always coming at us for being Aries, and I don't understand the jealousy. There's no jealousy. It's the Capricorn.
It's too much fire.
Too much fire around her. She can't hate it. What would you say is your top 2 clubs in Hongdae? Ready, go.
Mine is MB2.
MB2.
And then, let's see, I'd like to say Sabotage.
Yeah. And Kurt, what would you say your top 2?
I feel like for me, I kind of prefer the bars in Hongdae for me more than I do in Itaewon. That's just kind of like my flavor. But I would also say MB2 is pretty lit before everything went down. Just the music, the vibe. I like that energetic atmosphere, right? When I'm hitting the streets. When I'm ready to go, like I want everybody to be lit with me.
Right.
Everybody, let's all just be lit as a unit, as a congregation,
as a congregation,
as a whole, the community.
And let's move us all
exactly
out.
that. Exactly. And then just like the energy that I feel like is between like MB2 and then also Sabotage as well. Like we were talking about before, that youthful energy, you're gonna encounter that. So you're not gonna be like walking around like, okay, man, everybody's old. Like, what is this? It's that nice, like, I'm lit, I'm turned. You're not thinking about your work week or whatever. All of us be working, like, we're all just relaxed. Like, it's in a different state of mind, I feel like. Which I think is a slight difference, I feel like.
Yeah, you turned as soon as you get there.
Exactly.
Right, as soon as you pull up, you're just already like, let's go.
There's really not a warm-up thing with Hongdae. You just hit the street
You just hit the streets and you're ready to go. Whereas like Itaewon, you kind of have to warm up to it.
Right, yeah, you're just kind of like rising and
rise it up.
Exactly.
And then once you hit Hongdae, you hit the ground running.
We do sometimes what we do, we start off in Itaewon and then we hit Hongdae and we're like, let's go.
Poor taxi. That's when you gotta go. Poor taxi drivers, poor wallets. Poor our wallets. Although NB2, bless its heart, it be having some, we be having some moments.
Yeah.
And we be having some situations in
all types of
NB2.
experience.
As I'm sure many people that have came clubbing in Korea, clubbing in Seoul can attest. NB2, there are some situations that happen.
But they know that though.
Yeah. That's the thing.
Getting into.
You know what you're getting into before you even come into NB2.
Right.
But you watched the video.
You knew what it was.
You watched the videos, you read up on it on some blogs.
You talk to your
and
friends.
stuff.
Don't do it.
You know how
you ain't walking in there blind. You saw when you saw the little motherfuckers on the street, you knew exactly what you was getting into. Don't lie on God's internet like that. Don't lie.
Don't lie. God don't like ugly.
Exactly.
So when the situations happen, it was kind of like a moment where we're just kind of like, oh, so this is that NB2. Got it. Got it. But I mean, so she didn't know.
She don't go.
She did not know.
Tired.
But overall, MB2 is one of those places where it is just like a very fun and energetic vibe. Like you walk into there and you're already just like, oh, we're going. Unlike the places we mentioned in Itaewon, you do have to pay for MB2.
Very true.
Usually, if you go a little earlier on in the night, you might be able to get in before they start charging like 15,000 won. Because usually when we go, it'll be like around midnight 1, and that's that prime time. So you have to pay like 15,000 won, so about 15 USD. But that usually gets you into MB2 as well as their club across the way, or more like a bar, NB1, and then you can get a free drink at both places. So I guess maybe it's worth it, but at the same time. It still feels a bit when you walk into a club and you're already paying like $15.
Yeah. You're gonna feel something, but you might as well have fun at that point because you paid. So.
Exactly. And NB2, absolutely packed. However, NB2 I would say has more space to be packed than Sinkhole.
Yeah, there's 2 floors.
Most definitely that. Especially for those of you who struggle with like social anxiety in public places. I have that as well. So if I know I'm not feeling it that night, I'm not gonna go Sinkhole because I can't breathe.
Right.
Okay? But if I'm in NB2 and I know I need a moment, there are like little pockets where you can kind of separate yourself.
Exactly.
Right? Like there are areas in there that you can find. Yeah.
Although I just prefer to be on the stage.
Yeah. That's just natural.
Paige on the stage.
Paige on the stage with Paul.
I just prefer to find that one little pocket on stage when someone moves and I'm like, and they're like, where'd Paige go? And you look up and I'm like, yeah.
We normally create our own spaces anyway.
Yeah.
Like, people just be in their own areas. We just kind of create our own little.
We be on the stage with like the dance crew that's up there every weekend. They're like 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then they hit the. And then you got off on the side. Yeah.
Real question.
They're having a great time. I feel like they're like a legit dance crew that always
with their little 1, 2, 3 step.
And they're like, that's their, you know, that's how they vibe. Before everything happened, we pretty much went there almost like every other weekend just because that entry fee be hitting hard on the wallet.
Yeah.
We can't continuously go paying 15,000 won on top of the other places we went to that night, because most of the places we go to in Hongdae we actually have to pay a cover, whereas in Itaewon, the places we go to, we don't usually have to pay a cover.
Right, exactly.
So
I get the attitude when I get the Hongdae. I'm like, what you mean you want money?
Right, they're like 5,000 won. What do you mean? Itaewon told us it was free, and they're like, okay, go back to Itaewon. And you're like, well, I didn't actually mean that. So NB2, you know what's going down when you before you even get in.
Yeah.
You already know what's gonna happen.
You know exactly what's happening.
I had to choke somebody out. I didn't know.
She had to choke somebody
You were there.
out. I was there for that. I turned around and you had your hand around this dude's neck. And I was like,
no. He put his hand straight up my skirt like that, and it was time to fight. Okay. No. My mama taught me. That's when you start to swing.
That's what he deserved. Yeah. Speaking of hands up a skirt, you will get groped in NB2.
Yeah.
So if you do not like people touching on you, both men and women.
Oh, that's very
women
true.
really.
Regardless of gender.
Ooh.
Regardless of gender, yep.
Had a random ass Korean girl be like, I love you so much. And, you know, she gave me a hug. Next thing I know, she had a handful of ass. And I was like, whoa,
coming up like, I love your titties. And then just like having both of them in her hands. Like, man,
I'm just like, you always have to be aware. And I would say MB2 is definitely a place where you really have to be aware, because a lot of the people in there do not care. So if you do not like people touching up on you, where you don't want to dance with anyone like that in a very like aggressive manner, be mindful.
Yeah.
Be mindful and just be careful in NB2.
And be verbal.
Or a lot of the people in NB2. I wouldn't say it's necessarily NB2, the club, but because y'all ain't about to get me sued.
Right.
But a lot of the people in there can be a bit or a lot aggressive. Okay, so we talked a lot about NB2, but one place I absolutely really love is 3 Funk Ska. Is that how I call it?
I think
3
so.
Funk Ska. 3 Funk Ska. And it is a very small bar, but the bar is so much fun. So the entire vibes about this bar, it is like a Afrobeats, reggae,
New Jack Swing,
90s, disco, funk.
Most definitely.
It's a good, fun bar. I'm telling you guys. They always have like theme nights every night. Like Wednesday is like their Afrobeats, reggae night. Thursday nights is like their funk, their 90s night. And then Saturday is usually like the DJ's pick. Or if you message him, you can be like, hey, I kind of want this to happen.
The one who does DJ, he's like the CEO. I'm pretty sure he like owns it now. He is so nice. So like all you have to do is go once or twice, and he'll just like start talking to you, be like, oh, what music do you like? Like every time we go there, he plays our favorite genres. Like he's always playing 90s. He's always playing like R&B, New Jack Swing.
That so Burna Boy. That Burna Boy.
Yes. I need to get my knees done. I want to go out.
She didn't get knees done. I'm telling you, when you go to Ska, your knees
start finding
need to
these places whenever I'm just out of commission.
No, we told you about Ska before. We just never went when you were there. But Ska is a really, really fun, like, Afrobeats.
Oh yeah.
Bar. The drinks are a little bit steep in price, but they also give you free popcorn. And it's just the vibes of people, they're like really chill, they're having fun, you know.
They're so kind. Everyone's so welcoming. There's no distinguishing between like, okay, well, there's Koreans here, there's foreigners here. No, everyone just gets along. It's so,
you just get out there, dance, vibe, you know, do as you do. The next one we're gonna talk about is one of the more recent ones we've been just going to, and it's called Convent. And is it a bar or a club?
I honestly don't know.
Both, but well, technically they're all running as bars right now, so I'll say it's a bar, and this is like the perfect place you want to go to if you want to meet a Russian model. Y'all think I'm kidding?
It's real though.
It's a bar. You walk in free. Also, a lot of these bars, what they've been doing is that before you go in, they check to see you have a mask, they check your temperature, you write your information at the door and all that, so just in case anything happens, or if your temperature is a little too high, you ain't coming.
Right.
So Convent does that, but other than that, it's free. And you walk in and it's literally like a lot of tall model type of areas. This is like kind of like the new foreigner bar in Hongdae, because I feel like it used to be like Playground and Thursday Party, but now Convent is like the place to go for like foreigners. And there's usually a lot of like Russian, Ukraine, like Eastern European. Is that Eastern? Yeah, Eastern European people usually frequent Convent a lot. I feel like a lot of the workers there too are. Cause that one guy used to do the door, and then 2 of the bartenders. I'm pretty sure were. So it's very Eastern European friendly. So if that's you, we found your crew.
If you've been to like international clubs, then this is perfect for you.
This is absolutely perfect. I feel like it's really, really good for like international students too. It's definitely a really good crowd for y'all. And it's another bar where it's like the music is, honestly, that bar, the music is hit and miss.
It really just depends on who's up there.
It really does. Because I feel like 2 or 3 weekends we went there, the DJ that was up there, he was really throwing it back with like the 2000s hip hop hits, and you know, we're loving it mixed with like the newer hits of 2000s.
From Nelly to Tiger, it was real quick, just woo, great.
Whereas last night the DJ, I think he was going through something because he was playing some So Sick of Love song.
Right.
So
he was
tired of tears, and he was playing like Michelle Brands, You Are Everything to Me, and we were like,
you okay?
No.
Ooh.
And
the funny thing is, it was at that moment we like left that bar that night, and then we're like, I think we gotta go back to Itaewon.
Which we did.
Because that was one of those nights where Hongdae just wasn't hitting, and then Convent really solidified that to us, because that DJ that night was just not.
We knew once we went there, we were like, if it's not lit at Convent, we just gotta
go back. And so
that was the only place that will, like, during this time period where
also sometimes people can be a little pushy in Convent, a little pushy.
True.
That's kind of like the main place where we've been like very much like, I don't understand why girls can't say excuse me.
Right.
And we have no one to like stop
to
us from fighting because she's not there. So
I'm like,
honey's not home. Convent, it's good on some nights, on others. But if you're an international student, that's the perfect place for you. I will say this one thing though. Sinkhole in Hongdae is better than Sinkhole in Itaewon.
They so fun.
I wasn't there yet.
They are fine though.
So Sinkhole and Hongdae, there are actually 2 sinkholes in Hongdae.
Yes.
And so if you can't fit in one, you can go to the other. You probably can't fit in the other 2, and usually Sinkhole's pretty free.
I have yet to see them.
Sinkhole is pretty free in Hongdae. Same with Itaewon, they're both free. Like all the sinkholes, they're very much like this long, this tight, hella packed. Music is pretty even across the board, but as they kept interjecting, apparently Sinkhole has finer men in Hongdae than in
most definitely.
Than in Itaewon.
It's dangerous, okay? Y'all know that.
You will turn into a simp. Don't do it.
No simping. 2020.
2020.
Okay,
I honestly can't talk too much about Sinkhole and Hongdae because the last time I went to Sinkhole, I got carried out.
That's gonna be a
little
story
too drunk.
But I want to know about
that's another story for another day.
I'm gonna go ahead and request that one.
Retro game bar. It's super fun. This is like a perfect bar for people that don't really like going out and clubbing, more so just chilling and drinking. Retro game bar is as it sounds. So it's a bar where you go in, you get yourself a drink. You guys have watched my last vlog, my birthday vlog. Definitely go check it out. I'll put a card up here. But retro game bar, you go in, you buy yourself a drink, and then after that, you have access to so many video games, card games, what have you. Sometimes they'll even have like gaming tournaments. Like I think recently they had a FIFA game tournament. I think before that they had like a Tekken game tournament. They had a Mario Party game tournament. So they have a lot of fun events like that. Sometimes you can even go on certain nights and get a free shot, especially if it's your birthday, and you just can play your heart's like however many video games you want to play. You want to start out on the Switch, go have fun on the Switch, and then move on over to the Xbox, and then move on over to PlayStation 2. Like,
they have an old school Xbox?
Yes!
Oh my god!
I'm telling you, they even have like the N64s and stuff. The Nintendo 64, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna
they have some of the oldest games, and then like the arcade, like actual arcade setups, as well as like the newer games like the PS4 and stuff like that. So retro game bar is the perfect bar for those that don't like clubbing but just want to hang out with some friends with a drink. And again, it's a very good atmosphere. This is another bar where it's very foreigner friendly, and honestly this is like the majority of people that go there are foreigners, so it's very catered to that, and the vibes again are perfect. Thursday party in Hongdae is like Thursday parties everywhere. Also, I just want to mention right now that because we're kind of slowing down with the amount of cases we have of Miss R, and so a lot of the clubs in Hongdae, even though they weren't as affected as Itaewon was, they were definitely really affected, and a lot of the clubs and bars are slowly starting to open now. And because of that, some of them we can't really mention about current experiences and how we feel about it now, because they haven't even been really letting a lot of Korean people in too. It's just like sometimes it just feels a bit like do they want people to come or do they not want people to come? It's just it just feels weird.
Yeah.
Like one of the clubs we used to go to all the time, Sabotage. Sabotage was so much fun back in the day.
Yes.
One of the places we would go to in Hongdae. Side note, in Hongdae, if you do go clubbing, if you are very sensitive to cigarette smoke, do not go clubbing in Hongdae. Ooh. You will leave, like you'll go to one club, one bar, you're already drenched in cigarette smoke from head to toe. So if you cannot handle that, do not go clubbing in Hongdae. Okay, especially Sabotage is very. You walk into Sabotage one, you're already.
They got a fog machine.
Right? You're like, oh my god, I didn't know they had a fog machine. It's just everyone. Well, you're like, oh, so this is lung cancer. Sabotage was definitely a place that was greatly affected, the whole Miss Art situation. And so right now, even though they are slowly starting to open up, it's just the vibes have been off. Even with like Korean people they've been letting in, it's just been kind of like eh.
It's a lot of like, I'm noticing they're kind of doing a lot of favors. A lot of people are inviting their friends to come to these particular clubs, which is fine, like do you, but that's just how it is right now. So we can't even really determine like, okay, so like how the clubs that we had before that are our favorites, will they continue to be so after?
Right. Like, and like we can't even talk about MB2 like that, because MB2, again, one of the biggest places, and it's very like you're all up on everybody, so they of course haven't opened up yet. So but yeah, a lot of these places that we're discussing, aside from, I would say, Itaewon, as well as Convent and Ska and Retro Game Bar, are like past experiences. So our past experiences at MB2, past experience at Sabotage. We could even mention past experiences of like, what's that other place? Brand New. Ooh, R.I.P. to Brand New. R.I.P. to the Brand New, the club. There's a bar called Brand New. There's a bar called Brand New now, but they used to also have like a really big club. And Brand New, when it was a club, that used to be the niggas spot. Like,
I was gonna find my next husband in there. It's not.
You almost found your husband in MB2.
I was gonna say, she almost had Mr. Day.
Fine ass man. Fine ass man with the packs.
The guns.
Pow, pow. So it was like he looked like a football player. He looked like a football player straight out of Atlanta. He gonna come up and he gonna see us. We're dancing. Oh, he's from Virginia?
Yeah.
Oh no. So, oh, not the DMV. So we were dancing on the stage at MB2, and he starts coming like through the crowd. And mind you, we're dancing like with these two like guys, these two Korean guys, and we see this big, strong black man coming through the crowd. When I tell you, first and foremost, these Korean dudes, they saw us looking and they like started to kind of like grab on us a little bit like more possessively.
I was like, unhand me,
like being like don't leave me. But we were like, wait a minute now. Wait a minute now. What's up, daddy? Where the hood niggas at?
Where the hood niggas at? Where's the hood niggas at? I'm looking for the hood niggas. Come on, come with me.
Like that was the vibes we had after that, and then she ended up getting to hang out with him. It's okay. But he was very big and fine.
He is fine,
and I really liked him.
I just saw that separation because they were together at one point, and I separated a little bit because I was with someone else. And I remember I was in the back with this random Korean, and we were talking, we were having like conversation. And we was like getting it popping, and I was like, wait, let me see how my friends are doing. I just peek up and I just see Danny with this like huge ass nigga. I said, what's this?
I was like, you wanna go get chicken at the end?
And I talked to Kurt, I'm like, she left me for a hood nigga.
She would have done the
She was
same.
emotional. She was like, what?
She would have done the same.
I'm like,
the same thing.
She left me for a hood.
Literally, we standing there, and I was talking to the niggas behind me. He was like, is your friend okay? I was like, she's fine, but
I was like, Daddy, do we have a friend? He's saying,
we damn near picked Daddy up. He was like,
I wish.
And I saw that happen. I was like, oh my god.
He was like, where you been?
It was no, because the part that had me dead the entire time was when they were Danny and her niggas about to go off, and I was sitting on my niggas lap, and Paige came back. She's like, she said, I said, what happened? What happened? So it's me sitting on this nigga lap, her sitting on my lap, and we just sitting there having an entire moment. I was like,
it's like we're having a heart to heart, and then the dude that she's sitting on is just like,
can we go?
So I called the taxi. Coming.
She wouldn't let me go. She was like, don't go.
Don't leave me.
Don't go.
Please.
Oh my god.
He was sitting there like, so are you coming? are y'all both coming? At one point he was like, are y'all both coming? No, nigga.
He was like, please. He was
Are y'all both coming?
No, because he did. He was like, no. He's like, I don't want to. I was like, relax. Let me have my moment, and then we're going home. Like, let me have my moment with her. 2 seconds. She's going through a lot.
Y'all were like going everywhere, and then you came back.
You wasn't trying to talk to nobody else that day. You didn't talk to nobody for a minute.
I was like,
she was. It was the bout for me.
Just, I love y'all. He's in Germany now, and I'm sad about it.
He's traveling.
Time to go to Germany. Did you miss me?
It's been a minute.
It's been a while.
That man ain't even worried about me. I'm like, God damn it.
Okay, so that was definitely a lot. So with that being said, if you had to pick one spot, Hongdae versus Itaewon, if you had to pick one clubbing district, or we shouldn't call them clubbing districts. There's so much more to these districts than just clubbing. But if you had to pick, oh my god. But if you had to pick one district that we mentioned, Hongdae versus Itaewon, Itaewon versus Hongdae, and I'm talking past and current right now.
Wow.
If you had to pick one district to only club in for the rest of your stay in Korea, what would you pick?
Itaewon for them kebabs at 3 a.m. But
we're saying this from the perspective of like,
I love how we turn this into food.
I was gonna say from food
instead of clubbing. We're like, okay, but Itaewon's kebabs. They hit at 3 a.m.
The amount of times I think we've said like, let's just go to McDonald's.
Right.
That's a good question though.
I don't know. Like, I feel like when I first started, you know, going out here in Korea, I probably would have said Hongdae.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's like, I've been kind of leaning a little bit more towards Itaewon these days. Like, maybe it's because I'm getting old.
Honestly.
Your girl turned 24 this year, so that might be it.
I like Itaewon because there's so many options. Like, I can get any vibe I want. So if I want to feel like I'm just bougie and like a bit classy, I can go to
Because there's so many other places. There's so many other places we've been to in each place that we haven't mentioned. But yeah, there's like so many more vibes to each area, especially Itaewon. Then you would probably say Itaewon.
Yeah, I'll say Itaewon.
Honestly, yeah, I would agree. First thought was like Hongdae immediately, just because of everything we discussed in the video before. But when I think about like the diversity of experiences, also the places, and then the energy,
Black-owned businesses.
That I don't know. I just feel like personally, especially like with last night, and I hate to say that,
We had so much fun in Itaewon last night.
Like we met
some really cool people.
Yeah, we met some cool people.
See, that's part of Itaewon. Like, you meet people from all over the world who come with good vibes, who aren't usually coming at you with some bullshit. So it's just like,
that's the thing. I feel like I never really had that many problems in Itaewon when I was clubbing. Then we've had problems in Hongdae clubbing.
There was there's a certain like lack of fear that I have in Itaewon when it comes to like a welcoming environment, and obviously like I feel like that's a whole other topic for a different video.
Yeah, that's a
versus racism, because it's two different things.
Oh yeah, that's
two different things.
Xenophobia,
right? But it's two different things.
Xenophobia versus racism, especially right now in Korea, is a whole another video that we could probably really sit down and again talk a little bit more about.
Yeah, so I think we're in agreement though.
Yeah. It's weird. In the year 2020, we really would be picking Itaewon as our favorite clubbing area.
That's wild.
Over, like, I feel like last year we would have said, Hongdae. I think I would agree too. I think in this day and age, I would say Itaewon. And if C1 were to open back up,
C1 was fun too.
Very true.
It's done.
Very true.
It is finished. Also, I met one of my favorite like K-R&B artists in C1. That was super cool. She was so nice. Her name is Nia. Check out her music. She just came out with a new song. It is Fire Flames. But yeah, wow, 2020, and we say Itaewon is top tier for us in terms of clubbing. But we'll see what happens in the future with, you know, things starting, like I said before, things are starting to slowly open up. They're starting to try and get their customers back in.
Right.
So if we in Seoul and all Korea continue to have low cases and things are really starting to get to the new normal, we'll see what happens. And maybe at the end of the year we might have a new updated version of this video. But until then, thank you guys so much for watching. This is going to be the end of the video here. If you enjoyed this kind of video and you want any other topics for us to talk about, drop them below and we'll look at them, and maybe your topic could be picked and we'll have another one of these drinks and discussions type video. Oh my god, that can be the name. Drinks and discussions.
Yes.
Boom. New quarter on my channel. Drinks and discussions. If you got other ideas for the kind of things you want us to discuss as Black young women living in Korea, both for Seoul as well as Busan, because she actually lives in Busan. So if you, whatever you guys would like to hear us discuss later, drop it in the comments below. I'll definitely be checking those out. But until then, thank you, Kurt and Danny, so much for joining me. I will drop their Instagrams below. Definitely check them out. They are wonderful people. But until then, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time.